Dr. Paul Volcker preceded Alan Greenspan at the U.S. Federal Reserve in times of runaway inflation and economic uncertainty. What insights can he add to today's crisis of debt and confidence? Paul Volcker joins us on INSEAD Knowledge at the Kuan School of Public Policy in Singapore. Welcome, Dr. Volcker. Dr. Volcker, as a former central banker, how would you handle the debt crisis today in Europe?
I do think it's a soluble problem, but they are solving it inch by inch instead of by a general dramatic solution. Principal points at issue have been identified and conceptually been dealt with to some extent. Recapitalizing the banks, providing funds to provide some assurance for Spanish and Italian financing in particular, some debt relief from Greece. Those are all important things in the short run. Whether they're enough and being implemented forcefully enough is the question. And then in the long run, or not so long run, they're going to have to find means for maintaining better discipline within Europe, which requires more integration in policy making. I don't think they can escape that, and they understand that. But you can't do that overnight.
You stated that new financial regulations increasing government oversight of banks is still nowhere near what is required. What more is required for banking reform?
One, over time, is the mortgage market and housing situation. Another is money market mutual funds. Another is credit rating agencies. And the most important issue of all is how to deal with failures or incipient failures of large financial institutions where there is an approach incorporated in law in the United States, parallel thinking in Europe and other countries, but those ideas have not yet been tested, and there's a lot of skepticism until we get it tested as to how effectively it will operate. And we do have this one, I suppose, minor league incident in the United States recently of the failure of this semi-brokerage dealer firm, which was overextended, over-leveraged, failed. We've survived it, but it's a relatively small firm. The question is whether we can do that with a really big firm.
Dr. Volcker, thank you so much for joining us on INSEAD Knowledge.